We have breaking news to get to tonight. A man is dead in a shooting tonight near Bartlett. Police say it happened around 6:30 on Goldbriar Lane.
Sad news, man. Casino Jizzle was shot broad daylight in Memphis, man.
The Memphis hip-hop scene has given us some outstanding artists, such as 3 6 Mafia, Juicy J, and Glorilla. However, many talented rappers were also gang members, and their lives were cut short due to street violence. Casino Jizzle was among the most promising hip-hop artists of his generation, with sharp lyrics and exceptional flow. But it seemed like his career couldn't take off despite major labels being interested in working with him. Then on July 2023, his life tragically ended when he was gunned down in front of his house.
We can now verify the person killed in a shooting last night near Bartlett was Robert Tunstall, better known as rapper Casino Jizzle.
Welcome to Seriously Criminal, a true crime channel where we cover unsolved crimes, chilling murders, mysterious disappearances, and more. My name is Amelia, and I am your host. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Robert Tunstall, who went by the name Casino Jizzle, was born on May 2nd, 1996, in Memphis, Tennessee. Not much is known about his early life or family situation, but the rapper revealed in interviews that he grew up on the east side of the city and joined a local street gang at 13.
What age would you say you jumped off the porch?
I'd say 13 though. We were doing what we were doing. You want to know about it. Telling them what we need to do, you know. Yeah. We were doing what we wanted to do.
He quickly became affiliated with 4-Way the Mob. Casino Jizzle's older brother was an aspiring rapper, and the young teen did write some lyrics back then, but didn't think he could make a career in hip-hop. During high school, Casino Jizzle discovered Don Tripp, an absolute legend in the Memphis rap scene who began making mixtapes in 2008. His extraordinary productivity led him to sign a contract with Interscope in 2012. Inspired by this success story, Casino Jizzle realized he really wanted to become a music artist.
Man, listening to Don Tripp.
For real?
And like, man, hard as hell. That shit just made me want to rap. I love him though.
Believing this was his ticket out of the world of street violence, Casino worked on his lyrics and beats. He slowly made a name for himself in the Memphis rap scene and soon had a massive fan base both offline and online. On October 22nd, 2015, then 19-year-old Casino Jizzle visited Tennessee State University in Nashville, Tennessee with his friends. They knew there was a huge party on campus. After some time, Casino Jizzle and Chris Gatewood decided to play dice next to the Floyd Payne Campus Center. It is unclear what led to the shooting, but witnesses confirmed a physical fight broke out because of the game.
Nashville police say one person was killed and 2 others wounded after a dispute over a dice game on the campus of Tennessee State University.
Around 10:50 p.m., someone opened fire on the whole group. Students ran from the gunshots, but one person didn't find cover in time and was killed on the spot. His name was Cameron Selman.
I can tell you that multiple shots were fired and 4 persons were hit, one of them fatally.
Selman, who sometimes went by Lil Cam, was a 19-year-old Southwest Tennessee Community College student. 3 female students, just passing by the campus center when someone pulled out a gun, were injured during the shooting. They were taken to Vanderbilt University Medical Center.
There were 3 females who were passersby who were struck. One person was transported to the hospital and has now been treated and released. A second person transported to the hospital is still there, but is in stable condition, and we believe she's going to be fine.
Students who happened to be there when the fight began filmed the altercation with their phones, so the investigators had video footage that could lead them to the shooter. But the investigation lasted longer than expected because the witnesses didn't want to come forward despite the pleas from the authorities and Selman's mother.
It's been a month since Cameron Selman was gunned down on the campus of TSU. His parents had traveled hours from Memphis on several occasions, still seeking justice.
Months after the shooting, one person was brave enough to identify Casino Jizzle and Chris Gatewood as the duo who started the fight and murdered the 19-year-old student. In August 2016, Gatewood was taken into custody by U.S. Marshals at his mother's house in Memphis. Casino Jizzle was arrested during his regular visit to his parole officer. The duo was indicted on 1 count of first-degree murder, 3 counts of attempted second-degree murder, and other charges. They pleaded not guilty and remained in custody until October 2017, when all the charges were dismissed. The witness who had come forward recanted her statements for unknown reasons.
This Sunday, it will be 2 years since the shooting death of Cameron Selman. caught on camera on Tennessee State University's campus. Well, tonight, Cameron's mother is in town searching for answers.
Once out of jail, Casino Jizzle decided to change for good. He started working seriously on his music and was committed to leaving gang life behind. Even though he was an underground artist, his tracks and videos were gathering hundreds of thousands of views on YouTube. In the summer of 2019, Casino Jizzle released a song called 4 Times For Real, which had 2 million views. Angie Strange, Casino Jizzle's manager, was very proud of the young rapper. He became a star in Memphis and collaborated with many well-known local musicians. Even though he was an unsigned artist, major music labels have been regularly contacting Strange. It was clear that Casino Jizzle's talent and drive to improve his life were recognized.
And we're just checking in because he's making a lot of noise right now. Definitely got this song, 4 Times For Real.
Yeah, 4 times for real.
I like that. You look young in that video, too.
On Saturday, November 30th, 2019, Casino Jizzle, his girlfriend, and her children went to Chuck E. Cheese on North Germantown Parkway in Cordova, a community east of Memphis. They were redeeming tickets, and Casino Jizzle told his girlfriend he needed to get something from his car. A few minutes later, the rapper entered Chuck E. Cheese and was bleeding from a gunshot wound.
Police are still investigating after a shooting victim showed up at a Cordova Chuck E. Cheese.
He lay on the ground as the crowd gathered around the injured rapper, trying to help stop the blood.
Breathe. Don't pump your mouth. Don't pump.
He was immediately taken to the regional medical center and was treated for a gunshot wound to the back and chest. Luckily, the shooting wasn't fatal. The investigators who arrived at the scene found a handgun in front of the restaurant. There was 1 shell casing beside it. The review of the surveillance cameras didn't reveal much. The footage showed Casino Jizzle exiting the restaurant, and a flash was seen soon after. Casino Jizzle's family spoke to the media after the shooting and expressed their belief that the rapper was targeted by someone.
Friends say he was there with his girlfriend and her kids. She told police the 23-year-old went to get something from his car in the parking lot while they stayed inside. Next thing she knew, he re-entered with a gunshot wound.
Considering his past, another gang might have been after him. Several months before the Chuck E. Cheese shooting, police were called to the Hickory Hill neighborhood because of a drive-by shooting. Casino Jizzle was once again the target, but he wasn't hurt that time.
Memphis police say they got a call earlier this year about a drive-by shooting in his Hickory Hill neighborhood. Tunstall's sister told police she believed her brother was the target.
The rapper recovered in the hospital and took a short break from making music. After a series of singles and mixtapes, he released his first album named Neutron in 2021. His career was on a steady rise, and Casino Jizzle's music was streamed more than 10 million times on Apple Music. He was doing well on Spotify too, with more than 18,000 monthly listeners. 4th of July is one of the biggest holidays in the States. Families come together to barbecue, enjoy the summer weather, and watch fireworks in the evening. Casino Jizzle was probably excited about the upcoming release of his second full-length album, Duh, which was supposed to be available for streaming on July 7, 2023.
What's your favorite ad-lib?
Duh.
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 He even collaborated with one of his first inspirations, Don Tripp. Brianna Hollins, the rapper's girlfriend and the mother of his child, was in their home on Goldbriar Lane in northeast Memphis. At 6:30 p.m., she heard 5 or 6 gunshots on the street in front of the house and ran outside to see what was happening.
I heard it woke me up, but I thought it was some fireworks though. But then when I heard it sounded like a charger or something pulling off, I'm like, that ain't no fuck just got the shooting, but I ain't know nobody had got shot.
The woman saw Casino Jizzle lying on the ground with several bullet wounds to his body. Michael Clayton, her ex-boyfriend and the father of her 3 eldest kids, was walking quickly towards his black Dodge Charger and had a gun in his hand. Hollins asked him why he shot Jizzle, and Clayton responded, "I told him to stop playing with me, and he followed me." The killer then entered his vehicle and drove away from the crime scene. Police and emergency services were called right away, and Casino Jizzle was pronounced dead on the scene.
They found a man shot. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Police say they know who the suspect is, but they say he was able to get away in a black vehicle.
Hollins provided the investigators with all the necessary information about the shooter, and a warrant was issued for the arrest of 27-year-old Clayton. Officers checked several addresses around Memphis, but Clayton was hiding somewhere else.
Police say this man, Michael Clayton, is responsible for the shooting. He's wanted tonight for first-degree murder.
On July 10th, 6 days after the murder, Clayton was finally seen near Poplar Avenue. Officers arrested him around 1 p.m. without incident. He was charged with first-degree murder. He will remain in custody custody until the trial. The investigators are not willing to share any more details about the case, but Casino Jizzle's manager believes that the motive for the murder was jealousy. Clayton and the rapper were in a relationship with Brianna Hollins, an aspiring model, and had kids with her. It is unclear if the two men had arguments before the murder, but it is evident they didn't like each other. Hollins took to social media to express her grief for losing Casino Jizzle. She had published a series of posts on Facebook expressing her sadness about his passing. The rapper's death was a huge blow to the hip-hop community in Memphis, since he was considered one of the most talented and promising young artists at the moment. Furthermore, he was about to expand his small label and sign more new names. Casino Jizzle's second album was released posthumously. Let me know what you think about this tragic crime in the comments below.